Carter, Julian McDonald and Emmerdale's Chelsea Halfpenny are here. It's Loose Women.
So I've been asked to leave swimming club because they said I was soaking up water. The indignity! The indignity!
Oh, cheer up, Monkey. You're always welcome in Cuppa Club.
Ah.
Here's to a catch-up cuppa, Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Cuppa Club.
We're kicking off a fresh week filled with news and views alongside me, Andrew McLean. Today are Linda Robson and Sherry Hewson. And making a much welcome return to the show after a break of 2.5 years, it's Coleen Nolan. We will be having a catch-up with Coleen in just a moment, but first, let's see who is in the Loose Lounge. Waltzing over from dazzling on the Strictly dance floor this weekend, it's Fashion Supremo, Julian McDonald. Plus, filling us in on all the latest from the Dales, it's Emmerdale's Amy Wyatt, that's actress Chelsea Halfpenny. Coming up later, actress Patsy Kensit has revealed that she played down her health worries to her 2 sons, despite having an operation to remove 2 tumours earlier this year. But should mothers keep details of their health secret from their children? Plus, according to all of today's papers, Prince Harry is ready to settle down and may well marry his 24-year-old girlfriend Cressida Bonus next year. But is she too young to become a princess? If you fancy sharing your views and stories, email us at loose.women@itv.com, post on our Facebook page or tweet us using the hashtag #LooseWomen. You'll need to get in touch by 1:05 p.m. today so we have a chance to read them out. But first, welcome back, Coleen!
Thank you.
Are you all right? Are you okay? She was a little bit nervous before we started.
A little bit nervous.
Yes, we won't tell them where you've been.
No, but I
Look for it under the desk. It's just down there.
No, I was really nervous. I felt like, you know, the new girl back at school, but you know what, you've all made me feel welcome as you want.
And it's nice to have someone with bigger breasts than myself.
No, it's fantastic to be back. It really is. I'm loving it already.
Good. Well, welcome. It's great to have Coleen back. Now we're going to talk about one of your favourite things, the telly. X Factor this weekend. Well, we were taken on a trip to the judges' houses where we saw Sharon, Nicola, Gary and Louis each pick the top 3 acts in their categories who will sing in the live shows. Let's take a look at the final 12.
For Louis, the boys, Luke Friend, Sam Callahan and Nicholas McDonald. For Sharon and the over-25s, Sam Bailey, Lorna Simpson and Shelley Smith. For Nicole, the girls, Tamira Foster, Abby Alton and Hannah Barrett. For Gary and the groups, Miss Dynamics, Rough Copy and Kingsland Road.
So, they're the final acts, but were they the right acts to go through, Coleen?
Oh, straight
Starting
back
with
in.
you.
Well, I liked most of them, and I think there was some mistakes. I think Louis made a massive mistake.
Okay.
Because I
With
love
Paul. I know, what a voice, I know.
I think he had an amazing...
We'll go back to him in just a minute, but what about the ones who got through? What do you think
Oh,
about
I think
them?
the ones that got through... Yeah, I was happy with most
Yeah,
of them.
most
Sherry's
of them.
looking at me like she doesn't...
No, it's just that I'm just with you, Louis. I just think that it was such a mistake. Did you all think it was a mistake, Louis' voice? And I just think that poor Paul, he had such a fantastically powerful voice. Now, the only thing I will say is it because he's not commercial?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at him. For anyone who's not too sure who we're talking about here, let's take a look at Paul. There he is. Do you think he's got the X Factor, Sherry?
Well, vocally, very
He
much
has,
so. He had the X
yeah.
Factor. He had the best
fantastic.
voice out of everybody. What a voice. And he was a lovely guy. But straight away, before he even sang a note, I said to my family, Louis won't put him through because
But
he
why,
doesn't look...
though?
Because he
He's
doesn't
put the
look
younger,
part.
more
And
attractive boys
Louis
through.
very much goes on the whole package.
On the image
He doesn't
and
just
that,
listen
yeah.
to the voice.
It's such
And-
a shame, though, isn't it?
it's a massive shame, and for me it's wrong because...
But I'm delighted that Hannah went through. I love Hannah.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
I think
like
she's got the most amazing
Yeah.
voice. And also Sam, the prison warder. She's amazing
Oh,
as
she's
well.
fantastic.
Say that about Sam. Now, if you're talking about commercial, is she commercial? I mean, will she be put through, you know, as a pop star? I don't know, because, you know, she doesn't look like a young
No,
pop
but that's
star.
what I loved about Sharon's choices. I don't think Sharon did base it all on the whole kind of looks thing. She based it on
voices,
talent, certainly with
yeah.
her, because she's out of this world.
And keeping it to some of the ones that Nicole didn't pick, there were a few. Jade and Melanie, obviously, they'd come back to try again at the X Factor, and they didn't get through.
Melanie really upset me, though, because she was distraught, wasn't she?
Oh, they were all distraught. Everyone was
I know, it's true, yeah.
Well, here we go. We've got a picture of Melanie here, and there's Jade as well. Do you think that they should have put themselves through all that again? Do you think they didn't get through this time? Do you think they should call time?
Well, no, you know...
Is it the fifth time for Melanie, isn't it? It's the fifth
Something
time
like
for Melanie.
that,
So
yeah.
she's put herself through that 5 times. I think now she
And you
should
know
maybe
what I don't
try a
understand?
different route.
Exactly. I was going to say, what I don't understand is it's like when they don't get through, they feel that's it. I can't
Finished.
do it. And
Yeah.
There's so many other routes to go through. If you really, really want
You
something
too,
and
but
you're
you put your stuff
talented,
out there.
go out there and work for it. It doesn't all have to be instant from the X Factor.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stars that have made it that haven't gone on these reality shows. So if you really want it, you'll work for it.
So what about the overs categories? We've got Zoe and Joseph. They didn't get through. Do you agree with that?
Well, you see, I felt sorry for them all. Oh. But Joseph did. I mean, I just got a bit fed up with Joseph. I got a bit fed up. You know, when they went to their seats, which I didn't like all that.
There
you know,
he
when they
is.
had
That's
to
right,
change
Joseph,
seats.
who we're
I
talking about.
hated all that. But when he got up and started to walk away because he thought he hadn't got through, and I thought, stop that! You'll get a smack bottom from somebody. You know, because it was really.
Well, I just thought if he's like that at that stage, and then the way he was at the judges' houses, I thought emotionally he's not going to.
No, not going to make it.
On the
And I also
show.
don't think they should be bringing the children in, you know, like it's like wheeling a child on for support and sympathy
Oh,
or
you've
whatever.
got to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But also, do you
use them for
think
something.
do you think there'll be a wild card? I can't remember whether they have those, do they? You know, somebody
They
who's
have
just,
done in the past.
Yeah,
have
yeah.
they? So
They could bring Paul back.
I think he could be a
Yeah.
wild card, don't you?
Yeah.
Bring Paul back. Bring Paul back.
I know we've only just found out who is going into the live finals, but is there anyone that's caught your eye yet that you think, right, they're a potential winner?
Sam or Hannah. Sam or Hannah, I love those
I think is
two.
very good.
They're
I mean,
great.
we don't know what she's going to be like, really, though, do we? We've only seen her
Well,
sing.
she's come from Greg's the Baker's to X Factor, so well done to her. I know, yeah, it's fantastic.
I love
it really
Sam.
is.
I think Sam's brilliant. I don't know if she can win it because, again, it's the young kids that
Yeah.
vote, and so I think.
But
there's
that
one
band
group,
that Gary put together, he put those 3 girls together,
Yeah, who were
didn't
very
he?
good, actually.
And I think all of them can sing individually, but will they... what are they called? What's
Is that
their
Miss
name?
Dynamics or
Yeah,
Dynamics?
but will they be a band? Will they be a group? Because they're very individual, aren't they? But he put them together, and I thought they were fabulous. I thought
they were
looked
good. They looked
fantastic.
amazing.
Okay, well, obviously, there were a lot of tears on Saturday night for all different kinds of reasons. Now, this is right or wrong choices aside. It's fair to say that this weekend's X Factor was a bit of a sob fest, which saw the judges drowning in tears, courtesy of themselves, those who didn't get through, and even those who did. Take a look.
For this competition, I would.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I will.
Please, Zoe, come on, Mrs. Don't.
Okay, mate.
I'm sorry.
Well, apart from music everybody else is sick of the tears.
Sick of it.
Absolutely. If you follow Twitter, Nick Grimshaw tweeted he doesn't want to hear somebody crying again. Melanie Sykes was annoyed at the hysterics. And Take That's Howard Donald says any girls that cry should be kicked off.
Yeah. And you know the other thing is that backstory. I can't stop the backstory.
Really?
They should be banned. We don't want to know about
it's not their fault, it's them making the television
absolutely,
programme.
but they should ban it. We don't want to know about the dead dog. We don't want to know about... Just forget it. Just go and sing. If you're any good, you get through. If not, you boot it off.
But that's the research. That's the research.
Thank you.
That's the researchers sitting them there and making them cry. They're asking them questions and they're not allowed to leave unless they cry.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
But are you sick of it?
I am sick of it, yeah. I'm sick of it, and I'm sick of them bringing the children on and the dead dogs and the whole lot. We just want to hear them sing.
Well, can I just say, I think you're all really mean. I cried when they told me I was coming back.
I cried and all.
I'll tell you what, I was crying at Dermot's tight trousers.
To bring it round to that.
Well, it was. Did you look?
I didn't notice.
Oh, my goodness, I've never seen anything like that for years.
Did you notice? I didn't notice.
I didn't notice.
I've changed.
Do you know, shall I? Yeah, we're being told to move on. All right, still to come today, Patsy Kensit has admitted that she kept her children in the dark about a recent health scare. But should mothers keep details of their health secret from their children? That's after the break, but before all that, it's competition time. Fancy driving away in a fabulous new family car and treating yourself with £10,000 in cash? We'll take a look at this. This week's prize is not to be missed. Yes, you could drive away in this white Range Rover Evoque, worth over £30,000, complete with leather interior, 18-inch alloys, parking sensors and much more. Not only that, we're also giving away £10,000 in tax-free cash. So to be in with a chance of winning this incredible prize worth over £40,000, all you have to do is just call 0904 161 1000. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Text CAR to 62345. Texts cost £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. You can also enter for free at the website. Entrance must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 20th of October will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck!
Since you got all this, you've changed, you know.
She's right.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Copper Club.
When you're unwell, you trust all of the people looking after you. If you've suffered as a result of substandard or inappropriate medical care, you may be entitled to compensation. These are complex cases, and Leo, Absey & Cohen have a dedicated specialist claim team who can obtain your lawful compensation on a no-win, no-fee basis. Call 0800 404 6655 day or night, and they'll do the rest. Leo, Absey & Cohen, the specialists in medical negligence claims.
This week in Bet365Bingo.com, all the chat.
And hello.
Oh, and all the hot goss. Get that glam bingo head look. And this week, get £10 free play and up to 200% bonus. Great chat, plenty of laughs, and tons of amazing offers. Calling all bingo heads. Play great bingo now at Bet365Bingo.com.
I do believe she needs Ibuleve.
Kate and I have been through 3 moves, 5 jobs, 2 newborns, and I'm getting grey. But Kate, well, she still looks like Kate.
Nice and easy with Colour Blend technology gives you beautiful tones and highlights in one simple step. For colour that's true to you. With the dimensional colour of Nice and Easy, all they see is you. No wonder it's the UK's #1.
What do you hate most about vacuuming? Whatever it is, I designed the powerful Gita Care Amp to make it disappear. The cord that holds you back? Gone. The weight of big heavy uprights? Halved. The dust cloud when you empty? History. But what hasn't disappeared is the performance. The G-Tech Airram matches the cleaning power of mains vacuums with ease. Makes quick work of embedded pet hair and gives you up to 40 minutes cleaning from a single charge. Enough to clean your home twice. Gliding from room to room, carpet to hard floor, there's no stopping, unplugging or changing the settings. And if you're wondering where the dirt goes, it's all compressed into these tidy bales. If you order your G-Tech Airram today, you'll get £30 off the normal price and free delivery. So call 0800 093 0359 now or visit lovevacuuming.com.
Shake up your meals with new OXO Shake and Flavour.
Has getting in and out of your bath become a bit of a problem? An Aqualift from Willowbrook could be the answer. No worries about losing your balance or slipping. The Aqualift smoothly lowers and lifts you gently into your own bath. Full depth bathing without the expense of changing your bathroom. Order now and receive a 20% discount. Regain your independence with Aqualift from Willowbrook. Call 0800 028 2802 for a brochure.
I hope I'm a surprise and not a shock. I must have done something wrong.
We live together, we work together. Sometimes I think it's just too much.
Jack Ross, at your service.
Oh, Mary.
Downton Abbey, Sunday at 9 on ITV.
Would one like a scone to go with one's tea?
Can you understand a word he's saying?
Nope.
Oh, riff-raff.
Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Copper Club.
Welcome back to Loose Women. Now, all this week, the Daily Mirror is serialising Patsy Kensitt's autobiography, Absolute Beginner, in which she talks candidly about everything from being a child star to marrying Oasis rocker Liam Gallagher. In the book, Patsy has revealed she was forced to have an emergency hysterectomy earlier this year after doctors discovered 2 tumours, which thankfully turned out to be benign. She admits in the book that she didn't want to tell her son James and Lennon, who are now 20 and 14. She said, as a single mum, I'm very conscious that I have to be a mother to my boys and not a friend. I saw way too much of sickness when I was a child, and I never want to expose my kids to anything like that. But should mothers keep details of their health secret from their children, Linda?
It all depends on how serious it is. I had nodules on my vocal cords quite a few years ago, and I didn't really know how serious it was at the time until they told me it was benign. Then I realised actually it could have been really serious, and so I told the kids about it afterwards. So I think you have to wait and see what the results are, and obviously if they are bad results, you will have to sit round and talk to them and talk about what's going to happen afterwards, and leave little things around for them to remind them.
But don't you think kids
letters
are really,
saying don't forget to pick that up now, I'm not here anymore. No,
Don't you think that kids are very resilient, actually? I think they handle things better than us. They process it in their minds, and I think
So you think you should tell them?
Well, I think, once you know what the diagnosis is, and especially if it's serious, I think you should not scare them and not, I've got this and I've got that, but explain to them that this is possibly what could happen, or this is going to happen. Obviously we went through it with my sister Bernie, and she went through a long period of time that she just didn't want Erin to know. Especially when her cancer came back and they said, look, it's not curable. She didn't want Erin to know because she said, she's already going through it. I want her to just have a happy childhood. My problem as a sister was when Erin, like any child, especially a 14-year-old or 13, 14-year-old, would play her mum up. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, please tell her, because she's going to look back on this and think, why did I have a go at my mum then? Why didn't I help her out more, Not that she should ever feel guilty about that, but it was those moments where I thought, actually, she does kind of have a right to know. And also not giving them false hope when there isn't any.
Well, it's funny, actually, because my mum had the same thing as Patsy when she was 32. She had, she looked like she was pregnant, apparently, she told me, and she had these great big growths, and had a hysterectomy at 32, which has with Patsy as well, an instant menopause. And we weren't told, but then I was only 6, my brother was 9. But I remember standing outside what was then called a nursing home because she was taken for convalescence and seeing her waving to me, and I just thought she was dying. And I was then taken home and told that my mother wasn't coming home for quite a long time. And I just thought she was dying. So, in a way, although 6 is very young, isn't it? It would have been better to have known that my mother wasn't dying, that there was something that was possibly curable, possibly,
absolutely, yeah.
and that she may come out rather than she'd gone away and she was never coming back.
Yeah.
But that was then. I think we treat it very differently now, don't we? And I'm sure Patsy has. And, you know, the fact that Patsy's now got instant menopause, which my mother had, you know, she's going to have a lot more going on. And I'm sure our children would be a great help. And they know anyway, don't they? But when they're young, what do? You know, you can't frighten them, can you?
And also, when obviously things are happening within the family, maybe not necessarily, you know, within your 4 walls. I mean, obviously, Kira knows exactly what's happened. How old is she now? 12.
12.
So because of your family's history, because of the amount of the impact that it's had, obviously you must be going for regular checks.
Yeah.
Do you tell Kira that you're having your breast checked regularly, and why?
Yeah, I go now every 6 months, and Kira now calls him Mr. Feely Booby Man. When you sing Mr. Feely Booby Man, I'm like, it's not your father, it's the guy. And so yeah, she is aware of it, and also I need her to be aware of it because obviously she's now getting to the stage of puberty, and I want her to always be aware of it. But it doesn't scare her. I've never scared her about it. You know, and also remember she's also got 2 aunties that have survived breast cancer. You know, so yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing, and I told Kira about Bernie. Purely so that when she saw moments when I was really down, or where I wanted to cry, or where I was irritable, she knew why. It wasn't, what have I done? You know, it was.
Linda,
so she was aware.
You've got, you know, a daughter, granddaughter.
2 daughters and a son.
And obviously it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Is this something that you're aware of, that you should keep your children informed so that they're educated and they can look after themselves?
I think obviously, as I said, if it's serious, you do have to talk about it to the children and to my kids, and I have done in the past with different things that have happened in the time. But I think obviously Lila's 18 months, there's not much you can say to her, but yeah, I think you have to be honest about it, but try and be as positive about it as
that's
possible,
the thing,
and say, you know, I'm going to fight this or whatever. I'm not just going to let it get me down. I'm going to get on and have a bucket list of all the things I want to do before I go.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you the same with Keely?
Well, I find it really hard with Keely because we're very, very close, and she is terrified that there's ever anything wrong with me, ever. And so if I have things, you know, which I've had, I try and just keep them from her until there is a time when I have to say, well, I did go to the hospital, and she'll go, oh, why didn't you tell me? And I just know the pain between us both is just, she doesn't want there to be anything wrong with me, and I really get that. You know, and
I think everyone
really
feels
hard.
like that, but then you've got to be careful
But then
that you leave it so late that when you do tell them, it's such a shock. They didn't have a clue, you know.
I had that with my dad, you see, when it was terrible, and I couldn't cope with him being ill, and I just think it's hard as a child, isn't it? It's hard as a daughter to cope with, you know, a parent that's ill, and I think some kids handle it. I think they're they handle it really well.
I mean, I lost my mum a year ago, and it does make you think about your relationships and that, and it does worry me that the kids are so attached to me that I did try and have a conversation with it, but they're like, la, 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 la. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to face up to the fact that they're ever going to lose you, you know. And I don't
But it's the same, isn't it? It's the same, isn't it? When, you know, like when my dad died, did I let my daughter go to the funeral? Because my dad was like her father. And I just thought, do I let her have that image in her head of her beloved granddad in a coffin? I didn't want her to have that,
but then it's
her decision was
individual, because some children would like to say a final goodbye and others would prefer to stay away. So surely it's to do with the relationship that you all have as a family that you sit
and I think you've got to respect that child's decision.
Yeah.
You know, when my dad died, Shane Jr. didn't want to go, but Jake desperately did.
Sure.
Even
There you
Jake
go.
was younger,
They
so
make
that
their
was
decisions.
fine. They make their own decision.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Still to come, he is fashion royalty from the heart of the valleys. It's Julia MacDonald and Emmerdale tearaway Amy Wyatt. That's actress Chelsea Halfpenny. You could be the talk of the town in a super stylish new car. Treat yourself and your loved ones with £10,000 in tax-free cash. Find out how you could win the lot. Have a look. You could be driving off in style with this brand new Range Rover Evoque worth over £30,000, which includes leather interior and 18-inch alloy wheels. Plus, we are giving you £10,000 in tax-free cash. For your chance to win this fabulous prize package worth more than £40,000, just call 0904 161 1000. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Text CAR to 62345. Text costs £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. You can also enter for free at the website. Entrance must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 20th of October will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck!
There go the old bags.
Monkey?
Oh, tea bags. I meant tea bags.
Oh. Ooh. Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Copper Club.
What smells so good?
What smells so good? What smells so good?
What smells so good?
What smells so good? What smells so good?
What smells so good?
Yeah, what is it?
Smells Smells so good. Smells so good.
That smells so good.
This smells.
Just give us the fish.
Young's new, light, crispy, home-style breaded cod fillet.
Just give us the fish.
All right.
Phew! New Danio uses over twice the milk of standard yogurts. We strain it so it's spoon-bendingly thick and packed with protein. And if that wasn't enough, we layer it over a delicious hand-picked fruit compote. Phew! New Danio, a yogurt of substance. Danon.
Oh, and there it is!
Get 25% off enjoying TV together. Let's make it happen at Boots. Let's feel good.
We wouldn't ignore blood from any other part of our body. So why do we ignore it from our gums? If you spit blood when brushing your teeth, it could be an early sign of gum disease, a leading cause of tooth loss. Corsadil Mint mouthwash is clinically proven to treat gum disease, because after all, a missing tooth is harder to ignore. Corsadil, for people who spit blood when they brush their teeth.
Are your night storage heaters large, bulky and expensive? Replace them with modern slimline heaters from Fisher Future Heat. Fisher heaters are easy to install, so there's no mess. You can control your room temperature wirelessly for total comfort. Conventional heaters waste energy by pushing warm air upwards. Fisher's unique design heats your room evenly. Imagine how your home could be transformed by Fisher Future Heat. Call 0800 103 2766 now for a free catalogue.
I love living here now. Things that used to bother me just don't anymore. Since they plugged in Feliway, everything's been better. It works by mimicking my natural pheromones. And the vet says it's good for me too. So no more hiding away from those who love having me around. Feliway, happy together.
I've been asked many times what my #1 interview was. Tough question. But for over 50s life cover, the nation's #1 choice is clear. The guaranteed over 50 plan from Sun Life Direct. We'd all like to leave something for our loved ones to help with funeral costs or as a cash gift. And with the nation's #1, you can do just that. If you're aged between 50 and 85, you're guaranteed to be accepted without any health questions. Cover starts from just £4 a month. You can't get this kind of cover for less. After you've had the plan for 2 years, a cash sum is paid when you're gone. Call this number today. The first month's premium is free. You get a free Parker pen just for inquiring and a welcome gift when you join. Why not put your family first with the #1 choice? Call free on 800 50 55 50 or visit sunlife.co.uk.
A show about the family that are
Completely Quackers. Duck Dynasty starts Tuesday at 9 on ITV4.
S for Sarah.
Ta.
K for Katie.
Thank you.
And M for Magnificent!
Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Copper Club.
Welcome back to Loose Women. Still to come is Twinkle Toes himself, fashion designer and Strictly star Julian McDonald. Now, our first guest started as a child actor in Byker Grove and Casualty and is now playing teenage tearaway Amy Wyatt in Emmerdale. Amy's toughest time came 2 years ago when she had to give up the baby she had with Kane Dingle for adoption. She's tried very hard to get on with her life, but it seems her maternal instincts have become, well, too much to ignore.
Number 1, I'm in charge.
Of course.
2, no turning up without notice. 3, no outlandish gifts. You're not his mum. Karen is, and always will be as far as Kyle's concerned. That was number 4. And your family. They're not allowed to call you his mum, or them as nanny or granddad, or anything else.
Is that all of it?
That's most of it. Oh, and I'm going to be with you when you see him tomorrow. And every day afterwards.
Why? Come on, you know you can trust us.
You lied to me on purpose. You've ignored everything I said.
Please welcome Chelsea Halfpenny. How are you doing?
Not bad, thank
you. Do you know, it must be nice to just come on, dress up as a normal girl your age and not be going through all that emotional stuff.
Yes.
That was heart-wrenching to watch.
Without the black eyeshadow for
How was it preparing for that bit of your role? Because it's such an emotional roller coaster your character was going through.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's different to any other kind of teenage storyline where you're just, you know, getting cheated on by your boyfriend and things like that. So I was really happy when they said that they were going to bring the baby back because it's just something a bit different and, you know, I enjoy the emotional stuff of it.
And great working with fabulous Denise Black, I have to say.
I know,
Isn't
when
she
I heard she was
wonderful?
cast, I was like, yes!
So your relationship now, so with all those characters, so Kyle is your son.
Son, yeah.
So tell us about the story that you're at right now.
So she's heard that his parents have died and she goes to the funeral and just kind of gets a bit attached to him. She sees him and she gets that kind of motherly instinct and lied, said she was a childminder, and now Joni, who was Denise's character, knows that she's the mother. So now Denise has just been brought up in this mad world and introduced to this, you know, crazy family, and I think it's just a bit much for her, you know. It was big of her even to say that Amy could see him, you know, because that's it's blood, do you know what I mean? It is different to...
How do you feel about that situation? Do you have sympathy for her, or do you think in real life she should leave it, that she should leave it alone?
I do have sympathy for her, but she did make that decision, and I'm not sure that she realised how big of a decision it was at the time. She was only meant to be 18, and I think she didn't know the ins and outs of it. You know, you can't go back on it.
Did you do any research at all? Because at that moment in the clip we just saw where she's told, you're not his mother. For any mother to hear that must be difficult. Did you talk to other girls who were in the same position?
I didn't, but I kind of, you know, I understand, and the way that she's acting, I don't agree with it. But I prefer that, you know, when I don't really agree with what the character's doing. But anyone saying anything to her that she doesn't agree with, you know, it just sets that kind of, like, she doesn't want to hear it. And that's what we'll see in these next episodes, that Eric Pollard...
Well, that's how she kind of got herself into that situation, because she didn't listen, because they didn't want you to give him up for adoption, did they, when you first...
I mean, he was the voice of reason, Eric Pollard was, and he always has been. But, you know, she just said to him, you've got me in this position, it was you told me to give him up and stuff.
So do you have no access to Kyle now at all? Are you not going to be allowed any access whatsoever?
She says you can see him if she's there to kind of monitor it, which, you know...
So it's going to blow up into an
Well, there's an hour-long special tomorrow night, isn't there? And something quite dramatic happens.
And we've actually got a wee clip of that.
Oh,
so let's
don't ruin it for me.
Oh, we're going to see what's down here. What's in the river? Look.
don't know what we were thinking of now it comes to it. I mean, barely speak a word of Portuguese. And plus, Eric goes a bit funny in the sun. So with any luck, it'll be raining in Turkey. Not that I want to ruin his holiday, obviously. But, you know, sometimes...
They said I could go on Mastermind for Emmerdale because they were asking me questions today, and I was going, oh, well, this has happened. And I love it.
That was like an episode of Casualty where you think, right, okay, I see this. I see this. There's a mum, there's a slope, there's a baby, there's a river. Okay, I give it a minute.
And it actually was so steep. I remember thinking, well, people watch what I'm doing here, because I did actually have the child on this really steep hill. I was like...
Well, you're definitely not looking after my granddaughter.
So you're having an affair with Andy Sugden?
It's
more or
not
less.
It's not an affair.
Andy's here today.
Yes, it's sort of going that way. But
Well,
your
the start
mother
of the
did, though,
relationship,
didn't she?
Yeah, she
Not
was...
in real life.
No.
So that's confusing, isn't it? That your mother had an affair with Andy and now you're going for it as well. Yeah. He's a right one, that Andy Sugden, isn't he? And is that about to happen now? We're going to see
Well, that happened a few months ago when Amy kissed Andy when... I think it was when the mother was still... when Kerry was still seeing him. But now he's not in a relationship with anybody and he asks her out.
Oh. So those are all relatives in the show, but in real life, your aunt is Jill Halfpenny.
Yeah.
Has she been giving you any advice or so? Because you've been in Emmerdale for, 3 years now.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to do? Would you like to broaden your horizons a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I haven't got enough experience to say exactly what I want to do. I just want to do anything. You know,
What about the Strictly Come Dancing? Because Jill won that, didn't she?
I don't think I could ever do it because I would just be compared all the time, and I am not a dancer. I'm not like her at all. So.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the storyline. It's always good when you get a nice meaty one, if you know what I mean. Chelsea Halfpenny, everyone. Thank you. All right, competition time again, and you'd have no difficulty fitting in up in the Dales if you won this week's prize of a Range Rover. Not only that, but we're giving away an incredible £10,000 to boot, so you'll have more than enough money to pay at the petrol pump. How would you like to drive off in this brand new Range Rover Evoque worth over £30,000, plus £10,000 in tax-free cash? For your chance to win this prize package worth over £40,000, just call 0904 161 1000. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Text CAR to 62345. Text costs £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. You can also enter for free at the website. Entrance must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 20th of October will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck! Now, this weekend, Prince Harry was in Sydney, his first visit to Australia, where he received a rapturous reception from hordes of flag-waving, cheering people who lined the city's harbour, straining to catch a glimpse of the world's most eligible bachelor. But a bachelor for how much longer? According to reports, he may well be set to wed his girlfriend, 24-year-old Cressida Bonus, next year. One friend reckons Harry never stops talking about marriage and children, and Cressida's apparently overcome her fears about marrying into the royal family. But is 24 too young to be a princess, Coleen?
Oh. Well, if I was 24, I'd probably say no. But then as you get older and look back of you when you were 24, you think, oh, it's so young. But, I mean, she's born to be a princess with that name. Cressida. I've never heard of it before. But, you know, I suppose it depends on the individual and how mature they are. It does, for me, seem really young, especially to marry into
But when you're
to
24,
the royal family.
I mean, I don't know about you, when I was 24, I was like a 15-year-old.
And you still are.
I know, exactly. and he's 29. Well, a boy at 29 is like a 23, 20, isn't he? You know, like, they're so young, aren't they? And also, does she realise that being a princess, it's not... You're only just out of the Cinderella stage at 24, aren't you? She's going into the royal family. She's going into a big business.
In the relationship as well, and they've only been together less than a year, haven't they? I mean, I'm 55, and I think I'm still too young to be a princess. Who'd want to be a princess?
Well, it's interesting when you look back through history. Diana was 20, Sarah Ferguson was 26, and Kate Middleton was 29 on her wedding wedding day. Do you think that because of that, Kate Middleton has got maturity on her side? Do you think she's going to be better able to cope with it?
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
For Kate Middleton is very much more mature, I would imagine, than most 30-year-olds at the moment. And you know, you only see the way she dresses. I mean, just everything. She has everything, doesn't she? The style and everything. But I think 30 is still very young. But it seems to be that age, doesn't it? The royal family seems to be the age that you have to be married.
Maybe they're under pressure. They're saying, "Come on now, you're getting on a bit."
Well,
It's about time
starting
you found
children,
someone.
you see.
Well, the thing is, everything is happening much younger now anyway, isn't it, with kids? I mean, normally at 24, if you watch some TV programmes, they've got 8 kids and been married 4 times by that stage.
That depends very much on the programme.
On the programme. Well, I've been off for 2.5 years. You can imagine what I've been watching every day.
Jeremy for 2.5 years.
You say that, but I think Princess Diana was 19 when she actually got engaged. I mean,
she was.
There are many parents of our parents' generation who got together in their teens. So, you know, again, it depends on the relationship. But apparently, sources say, it's Harry who is really pushing for this and talking about marriage and this sort of thing. Obviously, he's approaching 30. Do you think that something happens to a young man when
Don't
they
you think
get to
he's
that
just
time?
missing William? William's gone, his playmate's gone and got married and had a baby. Do you think he's just missing William and thinks, oh, I want to do that now?
Yeah,
I
but
want
that
a
is
baby.
something that happens at that age with lots of young men with their school friends, university friends.
Yeah, and I think it's... I don't think men should think about it until they're 30 upwards, really,
Okay.
to think
40
about
maybe.
sitting. Stop your bitterness. to start thinking about that, because I do, you know, well, it's a known fact, I think girls are more mature anyway.
Cool. Yeah.
Especially when they're younger. So I think... I can understand him, and he's been wrapped up in the whole royal wedding, and now he's got his
He's
nephew.
also a bit of a
and,
playboy, so if you were Cressida's parents, you would be a bit worried about it, wouldn't
I
you?
would,
I
yeah.
would be. I know,
I mean,
yeah.
breeding and everything, you know. I mean, the thing is with the royal family, though, they have to have the babies young, don't they? Because, you know, they're going to go on and be kings and queens, so I guess that 30 is your age limit. You have to get on with the breeding.
You have to get cracking.
Yes, you have to get cracking.
Do you think, though, there is something attractive about a man deciding that he's ready? You know, regardless of whether he's 30 or 40
Well, they could
or
be ready
whatever.
at any time. They can go on forever, couldn't they? They can go on till they're 90.
No, I
They
mean
can-
get ready to settle down.
No, she doesn't mean sex, you silly fool.
No, but they can still have babies forever.
No, but she's talking about a man being the one that wants to get married and...
Because
normally
normally
the
the
woman...
woman-
Unusual,
it's the woman.
yeah, it's quite unusual for it to be a man that wants all of that.
But
I
do you
think
find that
it's
attractive?
love. I do. I've never had it.
I think it's
so
quite nice.
probably 7 years to get him down the aisle. And then to beat him down there. So I think it's lovely, you know, to feel, you know, if you were the partner of that man, to feel wanted, and God, he really wants to spend the rest of his life with me.
But
and
does
he
he
really loves
mean
me.
it, though?
Oh, Sherry.
Does he mean it, you see?
She's
Is
not
it over
taking
a
a bit
pint
of
down the
pills
pub?
today, has she?
Did Harry get the few pints to go, I think I'm going to get married now and have a few minutes. Not with a northern accent, obviously.
I was just about to say, do you know, that's uncanny.
Yeah.
It was like
Very
he was in the
Latin,
room.
just like
Very
you.
Latin, like he was here. All right, coming up, it is Dancing, Dazzle and Shine Beneath the Glitter Ball. Strictly star Julian McDonald is here. And make sure you are tuning in tomorrow at 12:30 when telling us all about presenting an award at tonight's Pride of Britain. Will be Britain's Got Talent comedian Jack Carroll. We'll be back soon.
I often think that joining a club brings like-minded people together.
Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Copper Club.
Tomorrow on the show, Gary has chosen his final 3 acts for the X Factor Lives. But can they go all the way? Gary and the Groups join me live on the sofa. We meet the second finalist of my Inspirational Woman of the Year, and will Whitechapel's Phil Davis reveal what's been spooking him? Find out tomorrow on The Rain.
Last week, this Tropicana cost £2.28 at Tesco. It also cost £2.28 at Waitrose. Because each week we match our prices on branded grocery products with Tesco, excluding promotions. But when you're a My Waitrose member, you get an extra 10% off in-store, making it cheaper than at Tesco. In fact, My Waitrose members get 10% off hundreds of products. Pick up a card in-store today and pick up your free cup of coffee too.
Personalised cards from funkypigeon.com are now half price. Buy 2 or more, get free delivery.
funkypigeon.com.
Funky, fun and free delivery. Woohoo!
I love every second on the ice, so I need to take care of my bones. Just one Coleen Plus every day gives me the entire daily needs in vitamin D.
Vitamin D helps the body absorb and use calcium.
It's so good to love your bones. Coleen Plus, calcium plus vitamin D. Love your bones.
American-style fridge freezers from Beko. Clever, well-designed and efficient. They're your words, not ours, based on impartial owner reviews. So while we could sing the praises of our multi-zone technology that lets you switch from freezing to cooling for even more fridge space whenever you need it, or rave on about the build quality, we're happy to let our customers do the talking and explain why Beko is the UK's best-selling home appliance brand. What's more, our American-style fridge freezers, dishwashers and washing machines have all received an average 9 out of 10 review score from our customers. Search online to see what they're saying for yourself.
Who says foundation has to be thick? That was then, this is now. Unveiling new Nude Magique Eau de Tan by L'Oreal. Shake it and discover on your fingertips a foundation lighter than water. Glide it on for amazing coverage as light as a feather. Looks perfectly invisible, invisibly perfect. New Nude Magique Eau de Tan, only by L'Oreal Paris.
Most ways to help protect your children are obvious, but some aren't. You can't see bacteria on your clothes, so add new Dettol antibacterial laundry cleanser to your wash. Because when you wash at low temperatures, bacteria can survive. Dettol kills 99.9% of bacteria. For more hygienically clean clothes, even at low temperatures, use new Dettol antibacterial laundry cleanser.
Win tickets to the X Factor live final with Dettol. There are hundreds to be won with special packs. In store now!
Hang on, Alice. Why not take these 5 minutes to switch to a cheaper energy supplier with Money Supermarket? You could save £180 and feel as good as that kid. Alice, you're 5 minutes away from feeling so Money Supermarket.
New definitions range from very.co.uk.
Thrown out of dance club. Well, I mean, it's impossible to do jazz hands with these.
Cheer up, monkey. You're always welcome in Cuppa Club. Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Cuppa Club.
Welcome back to the last part of Monday's Loose Women. Now for our final guest. He is the go-to fashion designer for celebrities in need of an instant hit of sequins and glamour and has dressed just about everyone from Shirley Bassey to Selena Gomez. But on Saturday, we saw him show off his own sparkle on the dance floor as he tangoed on Strictly Come Dancing. Please welcome Julia McDonald. Hello. Welcome.
This is like a dream come true. I'm on Loose Women. I've made it.
Oh, thank you so much. That is lovely. How long did it take you to learn that very exciting dance you just did there, the tango?
3.5 days.
Oh, wow, was that all you had?
It's really tough going because, you know, I said to Jeanette, my professional dance partner, Jeanette, how long did it take you to learn the tango? Oh, probably about 10 years. 10 years? And I've got 3.5 days.
And how many hours of training in that? Are they all day or?
Oh, it's about 6 to, well, until I drop, 6 to 8 hours. And when I drop, I drop. Like I'm
But
dead.
you look as though you were really enjoying it, though.
I found the tango really, really hard. It's a real kind of masculine, basically everything I'm not. You know? Get into character, butch masculine. I'm like, I'm not like that.
But very theatrical and dramatic, though, which you are.
Yes, and I thought they were unfair. I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was so much better than the first week. You know, I thought you were really good. I thought it was unfair what they said.
I was a bit like, you know what, guys, I don't think I'm the worst dancer. I'm not the best, but I was better than a lot of others. And considering, you know, it was a character, I got into the character. I purposely didn't speak to everybody all day. Don't speak to anybody. You're going to be moody, angry, aggressive. I was like, right, I'm not speaking to anybody.
Maybe they just hated you by the time you got out there. How do you take the criticism? Do you take it personally, or...?
Well, I think on the first week, I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing it. It was like a nervous kind of energy. And I gave them... I was a bit mouthy on the first one. So I thought to myself, you know what, the second one, I'm actually going to be calm, contented, play the game, and whatever they throw at me, I'll just take in, be nice, and I'm not going to give them any lip back, which I did. And I think they were a bit cheesed off, because they were all like, let's really crucify Julian this week, because he's going to answer back, and we want him to answer back. And the fact that I didn't do it...
Because that's what people forget. It's a Saturday night entertainment show. It's a weekend entertainment show at the end of the day. So although you're trying to be polite or do whatever, they do want a little bit of sparring. Now, one thing I have to say is, obviously, we're very used to, you know, seeing you dress beautiful women in sequins and all that sort of thing. This is how you're known for looking. You do wear just a, you know, crisp black shirt and this sort of thing. Are you enjoying the fact that it's now you that's wearing the sparkles and throwing yourself around?
I love it. The thing is, so much fun. I've spent my life making women look amazing, and I love doing that. So it's really great for somebody to kind of do it to me. It's like my costume didn't have all those crystals on. I was in the wardrobe department.
Oh, were you?
And it was plain. I was like, Vicky, I'm not wearing that. There's no crystals on it. I said, have you got any crystals? She goes, well, I've got a box full of brooches. I said, put the bloody lot on. Get it all on.
I love
she goes, all of them. And I was like, there, one there, one there, one there. And I put it all.
And what about the other girls? Do they come up to you and say, do you like, what do you think of this? Would you change this? Do they ask you?
They do. The thing is, I'm not allowed to make any comment. I've been banned. Said, Julian, do not make any comment. But I've got a big mouth, so I do. Deborah always comes on to me when I say, Julian, what do you think of my dress? Do you like it? I say, oh, get an inch off that, get that shoulder off.
Get some more diamonds
Diamonds, and then they go back to the costume department and say, well, you know what, the length of this dress isn't quite right. I'd like it a bit short and that sleeve.
Not Julian
and they're
said,
like,
though.
have you been speaking to Julian again? No.
I love it. What's your next dance?
Oh,
or not?
God.
You're not allowed to say.
No, I'm happily doing something happy, positive, fun. I'm doing the jive.
Oh, that would be good for
I can see you doing
for that one.
It's a lot of leg clicking and kicking. My hips are killing. I've only been doing it a day.
I was going to say, are you generally fit, or is it?
Well, I thought I was physically fit. You know, I go jogging, I go to the gym. Apparently, my dance partner said, Julian, you're like a wimp. You need to build upper body strength. You're not strong enough. I've already lost half a stone in a week. I said, there's nothing on me there. I'm melting away.
And how did it feel being in the dance-off over the weekend?
You know what? It was kind of quite soul-destroying, because the thing is, I've never been in that position in my life. At the end of the day, I'm a fashion designer. I entered the competition to learn how to dance. And when I got there, all of a sudden, half the people in the competition, they can dance. And I thought, week by week, you get better, and you learn to, you know, all these fabulous dances. All of a sudden, they can all do it, and all of a sudden, you get really low scores. So I've got like 2s and 3s and 5s, and then people have got 9s and 8s. I thought, guys, I thought we were all learning to dance.
Sometimes that backfires when they're so brilliant at the beginning that they've got nowhere else to go. Whereas with people like you that weren't that great to begin with, well, you're all right, love, you're all right. But then you can get better, can't you?
But what were you worried at all about what the fashion industry would make of you doing something like Strictly? Were you worried they'd look down their noses at you? And how's it been?
I was. At the end of the day, no, the fashion industry is notoriously snobby and a little bit bitchy, you know?
Little bit.
And so the thing is, I just thought, my God, my career could be over, you know, in the flicker of a fan. And then all of a sudden, they were super supportive. All the major magazines, they were all like, Julian, this is brilliant. Be so proud. You're putting yourself out there, doing something different. All the editors sent me flowers, texts. They were like, we are all behind you.
Brilliant.
You do it, and you know, have a brilliant time. I want to have fun. So next week,
So you
I'm
want to
going to have a
stay
brilliant
in?
time.
Can I ask you, Julian, if you get 4 tens, will you cry?
Oh, I think I'll have a heart attack and collapse.
What do you think about all the crying in the... You know, we were talking about X Factor, but of course Vanessa cried this week, didn't she?
Well, Vanessa, you know, it's really hard for Vanessa, you know, because she wakes up 4:30 every morning. She talks all day. She dances for 3 to 4 hours. Well, she loves talking anyway, so it's not hard. So she dances for 3 to 4 hours a day, and she is knackered. You know, she is dead. So she's doing a brilliant job. And I think she finds it emotionally. She loved the song. Well, she is dancing with the Hank James, so she's like, my God, I'm loving this.
Well, we are loving you on the show, and we can't wait to see you at the weekend. Good luck with it all.
Thank you.
Julie
Thank
McDonald.
you. Thank you very
Nice to see you. And that is it for today. Don't miss tomorrow's show. And telling us all about presenting an award at tonight's Pride of Britain will be Britain's Got Talent finalist. That's comedian Jack Carroll, and author Linda LaPlante will be here too. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. See you at 12:30.
How many pocket watches does one person need? A whole group of them make an appearance at 2 in Dickinson's Real Deal. Then at 3, Paul Daniels and Debbie McGee are the guests on the Alan Titchmarsh show today. But next here on ITV, it's the lunchtime news.
Here's to a catch-up cuppa. Loose Women, sponsored by PG Tips Cuppa Club.
Coming up, forcing disabled people to choose whether to go thirsty or go to the toilet. The charity calling flying care visits a disgrace. Encouraged by new evidence, Jerry McCann on the search for Madeline. And crowns for goalposts, the footy fixture at the Palace.
If there's one thing all dogs depend on, it's the right nutrition. This month, for every special pack of pedigree you buy, we'll donate a meal or a treat to a dog in a rescue home. Help us donate 1 million meals this year.
Connect more with unlimited texts, 200 minutes and 250 megabytes for just £10. The new Mobile by Sainsbury's network.
We're moving home to a bigger place. It's a wrench, but we need more family space. There'll be a bedroom each for our 2 boys, space for all their toys and noise. There'll be living room and laughing room, and memories to treasure, and space for us all to do our own thing, as long as we're together. With something for everyone, and everything for someone, there's no place like Dunelm.
The more your toothbrush bristles move, the better they clean. So switch to an Oral-B Power Brush. It attacks plaque with more brush movements than a manual brush, for up to 100% better plaque removal and a better dental checkup. No wonder it's the #1 Power Brush brand used by dentists themselves. Oral-B, clinically proven superior clean.
I've been asked many times what my #1 interview was. Tough question. But for over 50s life cover, the nation's #1 choice is clear. The guaranteed over 50 plan from Sun Life Direct. We'd all like to leave something for our loved ones to help with funeral costs or as a cash gift. And with the nation's #1, you can do just that. If you're aged between 50 and 85, you're guaranteed to be accepted without any health questions. Cover starts from just £4 a month. You can't get this kind of cover for less. After you've had the plan for 2 years, a cash sum is paid when you're gone. Call this number today. The first month's premium is free. You get a free Parker pen just for inquiring and a welcome gift when you join. Why not put your family first with the #1 choice? Call free on 800 50 55 50 or visit sunlife.co.uk.
definitions range from very.co.uk.
When you buy a retirement apartment with McCarthy and Stone, you can look forward to life with just the good bits. So you can enjoy your retirement with an apartment you own your way. We call it the good life.